Alright, so this one, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Pilot Cup 2s. Yeah, alright. Wanted to do something a little bit different in that most of my other races are, I'll say bigger grid layouts, 8, 6 being some of the smaller ones, but I'll race like 20 cars, 19 or so. And I like starting in the back because the AI can be kind of silly on the green lights. Oh, I really gotta focus on the road here. But usually if I start in, say, 20th, I will finish in, say, 16th. And while that is a gain of positions, I don't feel like I'm winning anything, frankly. And in fact, I feel like I'm losing quite a bit, sort of by leaving track positions on the table. Can I say that? Leaving positions on the table? And what I want is to be able to start that same 20-car grid with me in the back and maybe fight my way up to 5th with gains throughout the race instead of me making mistakes and settling for 17th. Mistakes are hands down like the biggest, I don't want to say culprit, it's me, I'm the culprit, it's a skill issue, but mistakes are my biggest downside is, like we saw in turn 1 here, this is Fuji, by the way, Speedway, like we saw in turn 1 there, it's just me doing something silly, shift protection, thank you, and throwing positions away. My Miata Suzuka video is a very, that was a mouthful for some reason. My Miata Suzuka video is a very good example of, if I were a better driver, I would have been, halfway up the ladder. But I'm not. And I need to improve myself. So, here we are, head to head. That is an E92 M3, and I am in an Audi RS3. Sedan, by the way. I wanted a similar power to weight ratio, but with the opponent as the, can I say surprise? Ooh, steering and braking. We'll call the specific opponent the surprise, because power to weight ratio adds a little bit of predictability to it. If I were up against, like, I'm trying to think of what we fall into this power to weight ratio class, if I can say that. If I'm up against maybe another RS3, it's 100% driving skill, obviously. But up against a V8 sedan like that, I am kind of left compensating where he's got the better car. So the final straight and the long sweeping corners, like this guy coming up here, obviously he'll gain some ground on me. Doing a good job of outrunning so far. I think a lot of that is going to come down to the way that this car works through the corners with its lightweight all-wheel drive. And it's also, pretty torquey when it is. And those things, the E92s, they're fun. Sure, I haven't owned or driven one. From what I hear, they've got plenty of power. But it is, V8 is for me. And so there's nothing between me and the sound. Not that I condone straight piping, because I'm pretty sure that's illegal in most places here. I don't see the thing, which gives me a surprising amount of hope. These gears just blown away on me. Every time I think I'm putting down power, it's just barking at me to go faster. This is a very interesting car to me. Because it's something like 400 horsepower in a pretty compact all-wheel drive sedan, and that is just a recipe for a spicy drive. There's the mistake. Keep that back down. Could have shifted it. It's got a little sat nav in the driver display there. That's so neato. I don't know why it's picking up track data, why it's routing. It is GPS routing you. That's, I don't think it's as helpful as they think it's going to be, but it's working for somebody. Oh, it's got a little turn at 500 meters, 500 meters, 500 meters. Okay, I think the turn is a little less than 500 meters away. So it'll adjust as the final lap. Oh, no, it actually does. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so not a bad little outrun session. I'm proud of my performance, and almost 6 second split. I'll take it.